Hi guys, this is going to be a quick little intro to writing linear equations. I am fairly confident that you've done this before in Algebra 1, so this is going to be a quick review to help us get the basics down. So today we're going to talk about writing linear equations if I give you the slope and the y-intercept, and writing linear equations if I give you a graph. Alright, so this should be no big surprise to you, slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We talked about it first couple days of school in our Algebra 1 review. M represents the slope, so the number in front of x represents the slope, and b represents the y-intercept. Again, remember that's the place on the y-axis that the line crosses the y-axis. So, in order to write an equation, we need those two components. We need slope and we need y-intercept. So if we're given the slope and y-intercept, this is a very, very easy task. So in number 1, I told you that m was 2/3, and the y-intercept is -4. So all you have to do to write this equation is put the m attached to x and leave the y-intercept by itself. So you just have to say y equals 2/3 x. You can either say -4 or you could say plus a -4. Either one is fine. And technically, if you led with the y-intercept and said -4 plus 2/3 x, that would be fine also. Now, number 2 isn't really difficult. You just have to make a realization on your end. 2, when it says passes through 0, 5, all this stuff we did last week with x and y intercepts, you have to recognize that when you're given a coordinate that looks like this is really the y-intercept. Because we talked about this last week, that any ordered pair that is 0 something is a coordinate of a y-intercept. So you have to make that realization. And if you have the line passing through the point at 0, 5, that means 5 is technically your y-intercept. If I'd given you a coordinate like 1, 5, where there was a number in the x value that was not 0, then that point would not be the y-intercept. But since I have the y-intercept, or b, and I have the slope of -6, I can write the equation and call it y equals -6x plus 5. And again, if I said 5 minus 6x, that would mean the exact same thing. So hopefully you think that that's pretty darn easy if you're given the slope and the y-intercept. Now, the next thing, the three at the bottom, is I want you to look at graphs. We are looking for the same two things. We are looking for, I listed these things, but I don't necessarily, the order doesn't have to go in this order, but you definitely need to find the slope. You need to find the y-intercept, write the equation in slope-intercept form, and then just for practice, put it in standard form. Typically, I will let you leave it in slope-intercept form, but just to kind of revisit those skills we talked about last week, today I want to move that to standard form. Okay, so when I'm looking at this graph, I know I listed it, find slope, find y-intercept. I'm probably going to find the y-intercept first because I think visually that's probably the easiest thing you see. So if I look at this line and say visually, where does it cross the y-axis? That's all the way up here. So my b value, or my y-intercept, is at 9. Okay, now my slope. In terms of my slope, I can do a bunch of different things here. I could use, there are two definite given ordered pairs on this graph. I could write those ordered pairs out and use slope formula that we talked about yesterday. Or I could count rise over run. I think I'm going to choose to count rise over run. So I'm going to go for my y-intercept and say, okay, to go to the next point on the line, I'm going down 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1. So if my slope is down 3, that's a -3, and to the right 1, that's a +1, or just -3. Okay, so if I piece these two things together, this equation looks like y equals, remember slope is what's attached to x, -3x plus 9. Now, if I said to leave this in slope-intercept form, I would be done. But I did say in the directions to go ahead and move this into standard form. Hopefully you remember the 3 criteria for standard form. Standard form says x and y have to be on the same side, no negative in front of x, and no fractions. So in order to move this into standard form, the next thing I would do is move the 3x over so I could add it to both sides. So if I'm looking at this in standard form, then I have 3x plus y equals 9. Right? The number in front of x is not negative. There are no fractions. So this would be standard form. Remember, you do have to pay attention to what the directions say. So if I had said slope-intercept form, the way I did it first would have been fine. But because I said standard form, that's why I had to change it. Okay, very similar with B. Again, I'm looking for two key components, slope and y-intercept. It truly doesn't matter the order that you find those two things. I tend to find y-intercept first, but that is up to you. So y-intercept first is where we cross the y-axis, so that's definitely down here. My y-intercept or my b value is at 0. And again, my slope, I'm going to count it out. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the right 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I went up 5, that would be a positive 5, and right 4, that would be a positive 4. And that slope does not reduce. Okay, so if I put this in slope-intercept form, this equation looks like y equals 5/4 x. Now, since b is 0, I'm allowed to say plus 0 if I want. If I leave that off, that would be okay too, because hopefully we realize plus 0 isn't going to change anything. Okay, and at this point, if I had said leave it in slope-intercept form, I'm done. But the directions here said move this into standard form. So the next thing I want to do is my 3 criteria for standard form. Get x and y on the same side, no negatives in front of x, no fractions. So if I get x and y on the same side here, I want to move that 5/4 x over. Because it's positive, I'm going to have to subtract it from both sides. So I have negative 5/4 x plus y equals 0. Now I have two problems. The number in front of x is negative, which I don't like, and I have a fraction. But I only have one fraction, so that's helpful. So if I want to, we talked about this last Friday, if I want to get rid of the negative in front of x, I could divide everything by negative 1 or multiply by negative 1. If I want to get rid of that fraction, I multiply by the denominator or a common denominator if there's more than 1. So what I'm going to do is kind of do this in one full motion. To get rid of the negative and the denominator at one time, I'm going to multiply by negative 4. Now, as we go through, we should see that's going to accomplish two things for us. It's going to get rid of the negative in front of x, but it's also going to clear the fraction. So again, if I want to multiply by negative 4, I have to multiply everything in the equation. So negative 4 times negative 5/4 x gives me a positive 5x. Negative 4 times y gives me a negative 4y. And then negative 4 times 0 is still just 0. And this is my equation in standard form. Like I said, you have to pay attention to directions. If it had said slope-intercept form, initially we were fine. If not, we have to move it around. So go ahead and pause the video and you try the third one and then check your work with me. So pause it and then come back after you try it. All right, let's see how you did, or let me talk you through this a little bit. So right off the bat, this one was a little bit not as friendly as the first two because that y-intercept did not cross at a definite point. Now, I will most of the time give you ones that cross at nice definite points, but I'm going to make the assumption here that this y-intercept is exactly between 1 and 2 or at 1.5. Counting my slope out, I went up 1 to the right 9, so my slope was 1/9. So that then gave me the ability to make the slope-intercept form of the equation, saying y equals 1/9 x plus 1.5. Now, if you noticed, I changed that. Right here, I changed that. The reason why is because I typically don't like in my equations to have a mix of fractions and decimals. I normally like to keep them consistent. So I just changed 1.5 and made it 3/2. Okay? And if I had said, leave this in slope-intercept form, I would be good at this point. But because I said to move it in standard form, we had more work to do. So that's why I subtracted the 1/9 from both sides. But now I had the problem of negative number in front of x and fractions. So that negative number in front of x, I know I can get rid of that by multiplying the equation by -1. But the fractions, if they were the same denominator, I could just multiply by that denominator. Because they're different, I need a common denominator. So I was able to take care of this whole problem. The common denominator for 9 and 2 is 18 by multiplying the entire equation by -18. And then that's when I ended up with the 2x minus 18y equals -27. Again, guys, at this point from the graph, as long as you can find the slope, find the y-intercept, and write the equation, you'll be good. The only reason I had us do that standard form practice is because we know our test is coming next week, and I wanted to keep revisiting those skills that we slightly struggled with last week. So thanks, guys, and I will see you in class tomorrow.